Hi, I'm Hadley Malcolm with USA Today. I'm joined by Donna Leinwand Leger, the reporter behind our Dark Web series. Today's story looks at how incredibly easy it is for criminals and hackers to post your financial information for sale on underground websites. Donna, talk to me about how they are able to do this and what these Carter forums are.
Okay, so this actually starts the second you swipe your credit card through a point-of-sale system at any kind of retail store or a restaurant, or even if you use it online. So there are criminal gangs mostly operating out of Russia and Eastern Europe who have malicious software. They use that software to infiltrate computer systems in these different retail stores. And when you swipe your card, it captures that information. The card never even has to leave your hand for them to get their hands on your data.
So once they have the data, what are they doing with it? Where does it go?
So they collect this data, and then the computer software that they're using sends all the data back to them in Russia or Eastern Europe or wherever they're located. They look through that data, they put it together. So now they've got your credit card number, the expiration date, even the number that's on the back of your card, that verification number that lets them use the credit card online. They compile all that data into bundles, and then they test it to see that the credit cards are valid, and then they put them for sale on secret underground websites.
How much does this information sell for, and who is buying it, and what happens to it, once they have it?
So the prices for the credit card data varies. There are a couple of factors. One is supply. When there's a ton of credit card numbers for sale, obviously the price is going to be lower, just like anything else. It's availability. Also, freshness is a factor. So the second you find out your credit card has been used in a fraudulent way, you're going to cancel it. You're going to call your bank and cancel your credit card. So the cyber criminals know they only have perhaps 1 month of your billing cycle to use your credit card to go on a shopping spree. So the fresher the cards, the more they sell for. And of course, the cyber criminals know this. They also know things like your credit limit. They can run a test on your card and use software to figure out how much you owe on your card and how much of your balance is left. And then they will take the higher balance cards. So say you haven't charged very much that month and you've got $1,000 left on your credit card. That card is going to sell for a lot of money because they can use that credit card to go on a nice big flat TV, shopping spree.
Can anything be done about this? This seems like a pretty huge underground business. What can we do about it?
It's really a tricky problem for law enforcement because these cyber criminals work on something called the onion router, which is also known as Tor. And this is a parallel internet that uses different computers to bounce their messages around the world through multiple computers. So law enforcement can't tell where the cyber criminal is. They can't tell where a message originates or where it ends. So it's really hard for law enforcement to track them down. Secondly, because many of these criminals are operating in countries where the U.S. doesn't have extradition treaties, if they even find out who they are, it's hard for them to get them prosecuted in the U.S. So then it comes down to the consumer.
And then what do you say the consumer does?
Consumers have a lot of ways that they can protect themselves. The first thing that they can do is set up an alert on their credit card so that if anyone charges anything, they'll get an email message. So you know that if you get a charge and you're home asleep in bed, that you didn't charge anything. So you can call your credit card company right away and cancel your card. One of the things that the cyber criminals do is they run a test. They will take 10,000 cards at a time and charge a really small amount, sometimes say the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, so it doesn't raise any flags to the banks. But that's how they see if your card is valid and if it works. But if you see that charge and you know you didn't make it, you can call your bank and cancel the card right away.
Thanks so much, Donna, for joining us. And you can look for more on this series at usatoday.com.